Welcome to yoga. I'm Kate. This is a sequence for a slow, steady wake up. Sometimes I wake up and I'm ready, I'm raring to go, I'm full of energy. But mostly, I want to make a cup of tea, do my cars, slowly get everything moving with a sequence like the one that we're going to do today. So if that sounds like you, welcome. We're going to start in child's pose. So knees go wide. Big toes touch, and then you're going to settle the hips back over the heels, extending the arms in front of you. Maybe the forehead comes to the mat, maybe it doesn't. Doesn't matter. Let the hips be heavy here. Really let the weight settle. Feel supported by the mat underneath you. And start to bring your attention to your breath. Inhales and exhales through the nose. Some people find they can get a little bit of discomfort in the knees when they're in child's pose. So if that's you, you can grab a pillow, prop up under the knees. And other people find that it's too much on the hips or even the shoulders. If that's you, you can come into a modified version where you just come to all fours and then down onto the forearms, dropping down. Because at its core, child's pose is supposed to be a restful pose. So if child's pose doesn't feel restful to you, if it's uncomfortable or even painful, then find a version of it that works better for your body. So from here, just taking another couple of rounds of breath. Let the muscles of the face soften, the shoulders soften. And then on your next inhale, gently come up to all fours. And then you're going to inhale. Take this right arm underneath your left. You can even step the left arm forward. So you're on the back of your shoulder here. But if it feels uncomfortable for you to do that, you can just hover here in space. So you feel that stretch in the back of the shoulder. You don't have to be all the way into the stretch. If you are, great. You can let the head come down. And then gently coming up. Bring the hands back in, switch sides, left arm this time, underneath the right. Again, you can come to the back of the shoulder, you can walk the other arm forwards. Just find a version of the pose that feels comfortable for you. So again, this should be nice and gentle. We're just waking up slowly, so it doesn't need to be the deepest twist that you've ever done. It's just about starting to slowly get everything moving. So from here, coming back up onto all fours, stacking the hips over the knees and the shoulders over the wrists. If this gives you trouble in the wrists, you can come up onto fists and just take that angle out of the wrists. And we're going to find a few rounds of cat-cow. So you're going to take an inhale. See if you can drop the belly, but almost like you're trying to drop it section by section. So from bottom of the spine, then the middle, and then the top of the spine drops, gaze comes up. And then same thing, trying to move in those sections. So lifting the base of the spine, moving up through the middle into the top as you round towards the ceiling. Inhale, roll through the spine as you arch the back. Exhale to round, like you're finding that wave of movement through the spine. One last time, inhale to drop. Exhale to round. And then from here, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Start to walk the feet forward up between the hands, find a forward fold. So you can bend the knees here. Really let the torso come closer to the thighs. You can even hold on to the back of the legs if that feels good. And then gently release. Slowly roll all the way up. Coming to stand. So from here we're going to find some half salutations. So come to stand, feet hip distance apart. Lift your toes, spread them, ground through the feet, grow tall through the crown of the head. Going to take an inhale, arms come up. And then exhale, fold forward over the legs. Bend the knees. Inhale, hands to shins, half lift. Flatten out your back, straighten the arms. Fold it forward. Push to stand, arms come up, palms touch. And then down through prayer. And again like that, inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Push to stand, arms come up, palms touch. And down through prayer. So we're going to keep moving, keep kind of changing it up, adding a little bit more as we go. So again, standing feet hip distance apart, long through the spine, ground down through the feet. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, step the right foot back. Drop the knee. And arms come overhead. Anjaneyasana. So find a couple of rounds of breath here. Let the shoulders slide down, squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. I want you to imagine that there's like flashlights, torches on your hip bones, and you want them both to point straight ahead, so you might need to squeeze the inner thighs a little more, squeeze the glutes to do that. And then hands to the mat, step it back. Find downward facing dog. You can pedal the feet out here. Start to stretch through the back of the legs. And then on your next inhale, right foot steps forward. Drop the back knee. Arms come up. Again, squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Almost like you're trying to round into your low back as well, so you're not sticking the butt out or letting the ribs flare. See if you can draw it all back in. And then hands to the mat. You're going to spring off that back foot, step it up. Find your forward fold. Half lift. Forward fold. Push to stand, arms come up, palms touch, and down through prayer. Inhale up again, palms touch. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Make sure the weight is in the front of the feet as well as in the heels. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, step it back. Find plank pose. Find that brace through the core. Push the mat away. And then either drop the knees or lower in one straight line. Untuck the toes, lift the chest and shoulders. Just find a couple of rounds of breath here in Cobra. See if you can keep squeezing the shoulder blades together, slide them down the back. Gently lower, and then you're going to bring the arms alongside the body. Take an inhale, lift the chest and shoulders, keep the feet down. Variation of Shalabhasana, locust pose. Lower. Inhale to lift. This time, take the feet with you as well as the hands and the shoulders. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. And lower. One last time like that, lifting everything up. Keep squeezing, keep lifting. Gently lower. And then hands to the mat. Tuck the toes. And take it back. Downward facing dog. Really pushing the mat away here. Spread the fingers. Ground through the inner edges of the hands. And then inhale, step the right foot up between the hands. Push into that foot. Arms come overhead. Crescent lunge. So just like in Anjaneyasana, I want both those hip bones pointing straight ahead. So squeeze the inner thighs to do that. And then from here, your back foot is going to swivel down. Arms come out for warrior two. Push both feet into the mat. Try and stack the torso, so shoulders over hips. Want that front knee tracking straight ahead. And then from here, legs stay exactly as they are. You're going to slide the back hand down the back leg, flip the front palm, and reach for warrior two. Reverse warrior. I'm paying attention. Finding your breath here. Coming back up. Find warrior two. Now from here, as we move into side angle, your pelvis kind of has a level change. So this front hip bone will drop as you kind of stick the butt back. Front elbow to front knee. Reach through those top fingertips on the diagonal. So I want you to reach those top fingertips and also push down through your back foot. So it's like you're trying to create a really nice long line. Spiral the bottom half of your rib cage under the top half. And then from here coming back, find warrior two. Hands to the mat, step it back. Find plank. Again, option to drop your knees, otherwise slowly lower. Left to cobra. And then take it back. Downward facing dog. So moving through that on the other side, left foot steps forward. Push up to crescent lunge. Squeeze inner thighs towards each other. Both hip bones pointing straight ahead. And then back foot comes down. Warrior two. Front knee tracking straight ahead. Arms reach, fingertips reach. Look out over the front fingertips. Still grounding through both feet. And then front palm flips, back arm slides down the back leg as you reach the front arm for the ceiling. Reverse warrior. Coming back, find warrior two. And then again, find that level change with the pelvis. Front hip drops back, pelvis drops back, elbow to front knee. Reach that top arm. Reach through the top fingers as you push through the back foot. Spiral the bottom half of the ribs under the top half. Open the chest to the side of the room. And then back to warrior two. Both hands to the mat. Stab it back. Find plank. Again, you can drop the knees or lower. Lift to cobra. Squeeze the shoulders. Slowly lower. Tuck the toes. Find down dog. And then drop the knees, find child's pose. Start to walk the hands back, coming to sit. And you are done. So from here, if you have more movement in you, you could get into kind of more of a serious flow. You could repeat the one we just did, maybe get into some core stuff. Otherwise, it's time to get on with your day, and I hope it is a good one. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.